Hello and welcome to Think Watercolour. If you're struggling with painting figures and getting their position and scale right in your paintings, then I hope this video will help you. But first, why add figures to your painting? Well, they can add animation and suggest movement. They can add scale, such as here where they show the size of the wreck compared to the figures. And they can add life and tell a story. And adding figures can often be essential with things like cityscapes, park views, beach scenes, village scenes, etc., where you would normally expect to see some people. So let me just explain how we see figures normally. If you're standing, then your eye line will be level with the heads of all the figures you see in front of you, no matter how near or far they are. However, if you're sitting, say you're sitting and sketching, your eye line will be at waist level. So for this demonstration, let's work from a standing position. So let's first draw an eye line, and then next we can draw a perspective line from the vanishing point. If we then place figures with their feet along the perspective line and the heads all on the eye line, we now have a set of figures to the correct scale and size in our illustration. If we then project some horizontal lines from the feet of the figures, we can then move whichever one we choose, or however many we choose, to any position along the horizontal line. And this is a simple way for beginners to position figures to the correct size and scale for their placement in their paintings. I'm not suggesting you have to draw the eye line and the perspective line on your painting, but if you have an eye line in your painting, say it might be the horizon line, then all heads should be on that line, assuming you're viewing from a standing position in a flattish landscape, shall we say, or a cityscape. Just put a ruler on your paper from the vanishing point along the perspective line. Then just put a pencil dot where you want the height of the figure or figures to be, and then you can project them across horizontally to the position you want to see the figures in your painting. Then you know that the feet are in the right place and the head will be on the eye line. It's fairly simple, so give it a try and see what you think. And just as a quick example to show you what I'm talking about, this is my painting of a big sky beach scene from an earlier video. I'll put a link above to the right. And let's imagine that I've decided to add a couple of figures. I already have the eye line on the horizon, so I would lay a ruler along the perspective line through the feet of the existing figures. Then I'd put a couple of pencil marks where I want to determine the heights of the two new figures. I'll leave one figure on the perspective line and move the position of the nearer figure to the right a little with another mark, and then paint the figures in place, making sure that the heads are on the eye line. So there you have it, a fairly simple way to make sure that your figures are to scale and positioned correctly in your painting. I hope I've explained this method clearly and that you will find it useful in the development of your watercolour skills. In my next video I will demonstrate some simple ways to paint figures and give you some tips on how to make them convincing. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you found this useful. Do give it a like if you did, always helps with YouTube. Do subscribe and hit the notification bell for future videos, and thanks again for watching.